Hello again, Mrs. Harrison here to talk about another book. This one is called Fatal Throne, The Wives of Henry VIII Tell All. Okay, so I really love the whole history of England and their monarchy and all that kind of stuff. So I was down for this book from the very beginning, with this book from the very beginning. I also have watched, all of the shows that you could possibly watch about Henry VIII and his wives and all the crazy story there. So if you're not familiar with that, well, this is going to be great because it's going to tell you a lot of history that you might not know, British history, about Henry VIII and his wives. But what I love about this book is all of the wives, all of his 6 wives get their own story chapter. And Henry VIII gets to tell his story too after every single wife, because he goes through them pretty crazily. But what I really, really love is that different authors wrote the different wives and Henry VIII. So you'll see some of your favorite nonfiction writers here: Candace Fleming, Lisa Ann Sandel, Linda Sue Park, Deborah Hopkinson, all these people that write this great nonfiction, narrative nonfiction that we love, and some that also write fiction. M.T. Anderson wrote Feed. We love him. Anyway, so they all wrote a different person, which is great. So when you're reading it, sometimes when I've read stories about the 6 wives of Henry VIII, it's all written by the same author. And so, of course, you sort of get that same voice. But this is great because you get all different voices because it's different authors writing each different story, okay? And I have to tell you, my favorite voice in it is probably Henry VIII. M.T. Anderson did a really good job with that. But all of them really interesting, and it's really interesting to hear their sort of side of the story. And what we find out, of course, is that all of them were used in some way as a pawn, a political pawn, and some of them barely escaped with their lives, and some of them did not escape with their lives, were beheaded, and there we go. So if you're interested in British history, or you like the Henry VIII story with the 6 wives, you're going to love this. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. There was a lot of research that was done about it, so it's very accurate. Plus, you have the different voices, which is really wonderful. Great. For me, it was a great summer read. Kind of lose yourself in a little bit of history. So that's Fatal Throne. Go check it out. Oh, and it'd be good for middle school. Upper school, definitely. Probably upper middle school. There's a few things that are a little bit racy because, it is King Henry VIII after all. But anyway, so Fatal Throne. Check it out.